group of protesters is getting attention for getting inside the convention last night.
Those protesters call themselves Code Pink. They're predominantly women, and they're against the war in Iraq. This is video last night of the protesters being ushered out of the X. They managed to get right down by the stage, and they were within about 30 feet of Governor Palin as she was speaking. Our Esme Murphy talked with the ladies about how they were able to get so close to the action.
The next Vice President of the United States.
As the delegates cheered Governor Palin, the two Code Pink protesters got up by the stage. They tried to pull out a banner. Secret Service grabbed them. They were hauled up the stairs and briefly detained, but not arrested. With the XL Energy Center resembling an armed fortress and everyone inside sporting layers of credentials around their neck, we wondered how they did it.
They look very Republican.
Medea Benjamin and Jody Evans say they were wearing suits over their pink protest outfits.
We'd been asking around if anybody had extra tickets.
And finally, someone gave them passes.
It was just an hour before we got in there, we found somebody who said, "Oh, I'm not going back in. Here's some credentials."
Our video doesn't quite capture the perspective of how close these protesters got to Governor Palin. Now, they were standing right about here where this flag is. And Governor Palin, of course, was on the stage right about in the middle giving her speech. They say they were able to get to the area by the stage without anyone checking on them.
As always, we try to disrupt the show or politics as usual.
The protests did not interrupt the governor's speech, and Code Pink likes to stress they don't discriminate. This blurry picture is one of them interrupting Barack Obama. Now, I called the RNC offices to ask them about this breach of security. They have not returned my phone calls. I also talked to the protesters about whether they ever considered rushing the stage. They certainly could have, and that would have almost certainly disrupted Governor Palin's speech. They said they are nonviolent protesters, and that is something they wouldn't consider doing.
Interesting. Esme, you mentioned they weren't arrested. I assume that means they didn't commit a crime.
According to police, because they actually had credentials, because someone had given them a pass, they did not commit a crime, and so that's why they were not arrested. Still, an interesting breach of security that I know is being examined here, despite the lack of comment from the RNC.
Yeah, I can't imagine the same thing happens again tonight, Esme.
I would certainly think not. Again, the security here really is extraordinary.
Esme, thank you.